Foot band twist. You're gonna set your band up on a doorknob or some other nice and solid object, and you're gonna set your fins in your even slots 2 and 4, and you're gonna take your arms straight in front of you. The goal here is keep the board nice and quiet as you turn your hips, shoulders, and head all together. So the rotation actually comes from the hip joint, and the challenge comes from keeping that foot nice and solid and stable. We're gonna do 10 reps, and we're gonna flip your board over. Switch your fin configurations to the even slots on the opposite foot. And grab your band. And same thing here again. Make sure your tension's set up appropriately. Keeping ball of the foot nice and solid and stable. All rotation happens from up in the trunk. MOBO foot rocks. What we're gonna do is you're gonna take your board and you're gonna put your fins in the even slots 2 and 4. What you're trying to do here is drive the big toe down so that the board actually tilts, and then allow the ankle to relax as you allow your foot to roll back. The object is to touch the foot back and forth as if you're gonna basically tap eggshells. You don't wanna slam it back and forth. We're gonna do 10 reps, and then you're gonna switch your board over, and keeping your fins in the even slots again. We're gonna tilt back and forth. Again, making sure we keep our chest nice and solid and stable so that our pelvis stays over our feet. Make sure you allow the knee to stay softly bent, but note that all the motion should come from the foot and ankle and not from the knee. After you've got 10 reps on each side, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your fins and you're gonna put them into the odd slots. The odd slots change the rock of the board. Instead of pronating and supinating, we're working perpendicular to these axes. And so what this does is it really grounds the perineals down, which are muscles on the outside of the shin that help make sure we keep contact of the ball of the big toe. So again, getting our 10 reps. Coming up, switching our fins back into the odd slots on the opposite foot. And hopping back on. Again, focus on a nice solid connection point between your foot and the board. Again, imagine touching eggshells on each side, not slamming down into the floor each rep. Focus on quality. All right, for the MOBO pass around, we're going to set our fins on our board, slots 2 and 4. This is a really small motion, but we're focusing on really good precision control. So what we're gonna do is grab any weight you've got around, gallon of water works just fine, and we're passing the weight from one hand to one hand, making sure we keep the chest dropped nice and solid and stable. So one full rep is from right hand to left hand and back again. Doing 10 reps, making sure we keep the board nice and solid and stable. After you finish one side, we're gonna drop back down. We're gonna take and flip our board around. Again, fins stay in the even slots, number 2 and 4. And grab our weight. And same thing, right hand to left hand, and back is 1 rep. Again, focus on pushing that big toe not just to the board, but almost through the board to maintain it nice and level and stable. All right, so for the twisted airplanes, we're going to work on having you set yourself up so you go into a pike and you're going to twist the pelvis up and then in and then level and then turn your body towards the right and turn your body towards the left. Now the key thing about this exercise is that your foot is actually going to be stuck in a everted position. What that means is that you're going to keep your fins in the 3 and the 4 slots, so the big toe stays down and the outside of the foot is up. And again, you're focusing on making sure we learn to control rotation and also side-to-side motion through our body so that we're challenging our hip control and integrating our foot for a nice, solid, stable arch. After you've got 1 round or 3 reps, you're going to change your slots on the board. Again, we're staying in the 3 and 4 slots. And opposite foot goes back on there. Again, so outside of the foot's gonna be up, inside the foot's gonna be down, dropping into our hinge, twisting the inside of the hips out, then in, then turning right, turning left. The key thing here is quality. I'd advise everybody to try and make these motions small and controlled. I'd much rather you succeed with 5 or 10 degrees of range of motion than try and turn or tilt to 45 degrees and lose stability. Again, go into a pike, rotate out, rotate in, turning right, turning left. Excellent work. All right, so we're gonna do some calf raises, and when you set your board up, I'm gonna have your fins in your forward slots. What this is gonna do is gonna cock your ankle up into what's called dorsiflex position, and we're just basically gonna press up and down. So in this position, the MOBO is static, right? It's not gonna pivot, but having the contact on the big toe is trying to drive your awareness into the muscles in the arch, right? To try and steer your foot. One of the things that we see is when folks do calf raises, they try and, well, they don't try, but the arch tends to collapse. And we wanna make sure it stays nice and stable. So again, I'm gonna do 10 reps, and you're going to flip your fins in the opposite slots. So again, we're starting with the foot up, little toes hang down, big toes in a platform, right? And we're just using MOBO to help you make sure you keep your foot steering nice and solid and straight and not letting our arch collapse as we come up and down. For this exercise, definitely feel free to hold on to something for balance. This is not a balanced exercise. I really want to work on trying to make sure we learn proper stability in the foot. And again, giving yourself a contact point is going to help it out.